So welcome back to Orchid House. I'm Olivier in Fort Lauderdale, and this is Cycnoches or Cycnoches. There's two different pronunciations. Cooperi, which to me is the most beautiful of all the species in that genus. And yeah, this is a particularly beautiful flower, I think, if you look at all the angles. So the Cycnoches are just like the Catasetums. They have that weird habit to have male and female flowers, but there's a big difference. In the Catasetum genus, the female flowers are very undesirable. Nobody wants them. They are looking weird. Here with the Cycnoches, actually there's very little difference between male and female. So the easiest way to tell is the column. So these are male flowers because the column is slender and long. If this was a female flower, the column would be shorter and thicker. Also, the female flowers have much thicker petals and sepals and are somewhat darker. Now, this is a fairly small plant overall. I mean, not in terms of, it has the most flowers of this section. There are two groups in the Cycnoches. One is EU Cycnoches, which are usually green with a white lip, and then all the other ones that are usually very colorful. Now this one is called cooperi. It looks coppery, but so the name is after a gentleman named Cooper. It has nothing to do with the coppery color. But okay, so this has the most flower of this section. It can be up to 40 or 45 flowers. And also the largest of them all, because in this group some of the flowers are quite small, and the other group on the other hand, the flowers are quite large. This is a plant from Peru and Brazil. It doesn't like too much light, actually, less light than your standard Catasetum. Very warm growing, anything below 70 Fahrenheit or 20 Celsius is not ideal, although when dormant it doesn't matter as much. Now all my Cycnoches are grown in tree fern fiber except this one, which grows in sphagnum moss. I have to figure out why. I don't know. I have to check. I think this is a new recruit from this year. I think it was in January, and that's probably why. Now I have another plant here, and I kept hoping. I was waiting to shoot the video because I would hope this one would open too, but it keeps on waiting and waiting. And so those are going to be a slightly different color. The color is very variable, always in the greenish coppery colors. This is very brown. This one is probably going to be a more standard, and that one grows in tree fern fiber. And Cycnoches have a nasty tendency, which is they like to rot. So you see that's the tree fern fiber. They like to rot, and so tree fern fiber is actually ideal, just like Mormodies, to avoid the rot. They, unlike the Catasetums though, they should really dry out in between watering, and then you soak them real good. So growing season, constant watering, but let them dry out in between. Lots of fertilizing basically every time you water them. And then again, like I said, not too much light. I mean, it needs bright light, but surely not direct sunlight. These bulbs are pretty plump. I have some mite damage. I don't know if it's not so obvious here. Maybe this one. Yeah, you see all these little dots there. That's from the springtime. I managed to get it under control. But springtime is when the mites go to town because everything is dry, and yeah, you see it's more obvious there, all these little dots. So they are not the easiest plant to grow, but they are so spectacular, so I recommend everybody tries. Again, tree fern fiber is probably the best way to do it. Plenty of water when they are out of dormancy, but let them dry out in between. And I'll post below the video a link to my videos on Catasetums in general, because overall it's the same type of cycle with dormancy, new growth, and then the blooming season when they produce these magnificent flowers. It is fragrant. supposed to be chocolate. This is not quite chocolatey, but pleasant. That's it for today. Thank you very much, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.